Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy Friday. Hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Greg and I are here to bring you another Local Marketing Institute Q&A live. And with that, we move to the next slide, Greg. I think we move to the next slide. There you go. Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Sorry,
Yeah, so we
a little sick. We're kind of slow this morning.
we were both actually very kind of like, yeah, I think I got the flu or some shit. Anyway, thanks for all for joining us. Here we are. We have, you can join us on the Local Marketing Institute Connect, of course, on Facebook, where we checked. We have around 2.6 thousand members, so we don't have to update it right now. So, yay. And then finally, you can, of course, have Greg and I in your ear. The Local Marketing Institute podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, and for some reason, iHeartRadio. All right, let's go ahead and give a little bit of a shout out to some of the people in the audience. Good to see you, Stephen. Hi, Mike, Paul. What's up, John? Let's see, how's it going, Susan, Donna, Paul again.
Paul's here
Paul. Yeah,
again
that's
twice.
that's that's two Pauls. We get twice the polish. Okay, and then we got Mark. What's up, man? Hey, Fireflies. How's it going? And let's see, who else should I think? And I think that is all of the regulars. Everybody else, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you and see you. Thanks, Stephen. Yes, being sick kind of blows a lot. So anyway, we've got some news items to go over, about six of them, and then we don't have any questions and answers. So kind of like what we do every week. Please ask any of your questions in the Q&A widget. If you want us to roast a GBP, throw it on in there with the hashtag roastGBP. If you need an audit or if you're working on suspension or something like that, and you just need a whole bunch of questions answered, go ahead, feel free to throw them into the Q&A. If we get through our news items and there's nothing in the Q&A, guess what? We're calling it early today because Greg and I don't feel good. So there's that. On a brighter note, Greg and I talked about this earlier. Greg and I should both be present every other week throughout the whole rest of next year. So we shouldn't, cross our fingers, have any 4-week delays. All right, excellent. We got some Q&As coming in. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Susan. Oh, wait. Uh,
Susan, where did you submit that question this morning?
yeah, we don't see that, Susan. Put in the Q&A if you don't mind. All right. Cool. So we'll just get started on some of the news. No sound effects, by the way, everybody. Not yet.
I'm still
Still,
working on
still
it.
working
I'm
on
gonna
it.
try to reboot my old computer and regress the operating system and see if that helps.
Yep. All right. So the first piece of news that we have is from SEO Roundtable, and this is kind of interesting. It's centered around Google Posts. Now, yes, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, Google Posts are dying. Google Posts are going to go away. Oh, social media is going to kill Google Posts." Blah blah blah. Wrong. No, not true. Not at all. As a matter of fact, are they killing Q&A? Kinda. Um, yeah, I just said that, didn't I? Okay. Anyway, so but now posts now have the ability to do scheduling as well as doing mass posts. So if you run a chain, or something of that nature, or if you have a client who has 20 locations, but they only want you doing one post, guess what? You can copy that post now to every single location that you deem necessary. Of course, just make sure with your clients that they care about that and they want you to do it that way. Next thing is that we're
This
going
is
to go
crazy
with
breaking news. You guys need to
oh
take a minute to prepare for the shocking news that Ben is about to talk about. It's going to completely change local SEO.
completely changed local SEO. This is absolutely, I have to say, dude, I think it is, yes, exactly, Stephen. It's right up there with geotagging. It is. So without further ado, Google has come out and stated, well, at least it's been dug through their API. Somebody did that. And pretty much it's kind of a way of saying that service areas do not impact ranking.
What? Say it again. That's
No!
mind blowing.
Service areas Don't impact ranking. I don't know who in the world would have said this at any time in the
Oh,
past
bro,
five
do you
years.
not ever look at all of the bad SEO advice from the Hustle Bros on Reddit? They're all like, man, just stuff in the service series and you'll magically rank there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, right. Okay. And I've got a bridge to sell you, by the
Yeah.
way. All right. So there's that. And another thing that's happened is that obviously what is really occurring here is they're resurrecting Google Plus. I was waiting for that. Come on, man. Don't leave me hanging. So no,
Uh,
they're not bringing back Google Plus, but right? What? G Plus? What?
that
Exactly,
would be
Axel.
hilarious. That might have to be my April Fool's Day video next year.
Oh hell yeah! But if anybody remembers from the Google Plus days, basically YouTube users were able to have either anonymous names or nicknames, and they killed that ability after G Plus basically died. Well, it's back. And now anonymous reviews and pseudonyms can now be used again. Positives and negatives to this. Positive, more reviews for people who usually don't get reviews. Yes, Paul, you can wear your G Plus apparel. So if you're, say, I don't know, a plastic surgery, place, or yeah, I know, right, Sheila? Or, let's say you're a lawyer. Well, people usually don't want to use their name in reviews. So they'll probably get more reviews. On the flip side of that, spam just became really freaking easy. So
Uh, I kind of disagree.
you do, please tell me why.
I I I don't think it's gonna make it easier for spam to happen because you still have to use a Google account. And
True.
if people right now want and like does this really like I was talking about this on another podcast earlier this week. Does this really change the state of things? No. I think it's more a net positive for the bankruptcy attorneys and the divorce attorneys that will now be able to get more reviews. On the flip side, people that are pissed off are going to leave a bad review no matter what. And if they want to do it anonymously, they can go set up a fake Google account and do it that way. If you have
I
a
will say,
legitimate Google account and now you just want to leave fake reviews, the same spam checks are still going to be in place that are there now that, I'm not going to be able to leave a fake review from, if I'm in Pakistan and have never left Pakistan and have never clearly moved out of the city that I'm in, I'm not going to be able to start leaving bad reviews for every business in Dallas or Miami and leave it anonymously. Like it's gonna know, like, look, bro, you've never been there. These reviews aren't gonna stick.
well, I guess you could say one side effect of this could be is that there will not be a lot more posts in the community about, I've looked at this and we can't find this customer in our database.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be more of that kind of a thing. We'll see a lot more people on the forum complaining about it, but I mean maybe I'm being too optimistic about this, but I feel like Google wouldn't do this unless they were pretty confident that it wasn't going to cause an increase in spam.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll
Right?
see.
Want to make a
But
bet on it,
that's
right?
also assuming that Google thinks about the update before they make it, which clearly sometimes they don't.
No, it's not YouTube. It's just saying that the Google accounts can leave reviews either as an anonymous a Google user or they can make up a name basically for their Google account. It doesn't have to be their actual name when they're leaving a review. I haven't seen this in the wild yet, so I am kind of looking forward to that. But I've
I'm
seen
gonna
the
make
Google
all of my
user.
reviews come from Mr. Haywood J. You know what I? Well, you don't watch The Simpsons?
Yes, I do.
It'll be Haywood, you blow me
Exactly. So, but we should put a bet on it, man. We should totally put a bet on this.
on what?
On
Who can piss
bet,
off
our
my Google
negative
account
reviews
first
going
with
to
an inappropriate name?
increase? Are they going to, yeah, of course, your name too. But are they going to increase or are they going to stay the same?
What spam?
Mm-hmm. Spam reviews.
If I was gonna put money on it, and there's 20 some odd people live and everybody listening, I would put my money on. I do not think spam will increase because of this. I
Okay,
think Ben's
I'm
going to
gonna,
bet that it will.
yes, I am. So, and whoever wins has to drink 2 shots at the next Product Expert Summit.
Good Lord. I don't drink shots, so that could be really interesting if I lose this bet.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, no, we don't want to get you drunk. Sorry. No, great. All right. On to more news. Looks like we're talking about a lot of freaking news today. That's kind of cool. Review stuff. So I don't know if we discussed this or not before, so I'm just going to kind of cover it really quickly. Basically, Google started rolling out email notifications that your profile has now been restricted from receiving any new reviews, and you can't reply to those reviews either. There is a button to appeal, and the restrictions usually only for about 30 days for reviews. I've seen this multiple times already. They are now also emailing when the review has been restriction has been lifted, which I think that's great that they've done that.
Yeah.
So, yay for transparency. All right. The next thing is just a little bit of piece of news for any of you that do escalations, especially for suspensions on the Google Business Profile community. Please don't put any personal identifiable information, including drive links with proof documents. And unfortunately, I am just going to leave that right there. I don't think we have anything to add to that.
Yeah, there's not really anything we can add to that.
Nope, just don't do it. And last but not least, before we get into the Q&A, which by the way, we have 6 Q&As, I'd really like to see that number double. And that is that the Local Marketing Institute will be starting up its new newsletter. And this will be happening starting next week, actually. So you'll be getting one email from us, or a series of emails, just to kind of introduce the newsletter and what we're going to be doing and all of that. So just keep an eye out for that in your inbox because you will be getting one. If you don't like it, opt out.
But
All
why
right.
would you opt out? Come on.
I know, exactly, right? It's free stuff, not without tons of sales in it at all. So, exactly. So, and probably in 2 weeks, we're going to ask all your feedback on the newsletters. Of course, you can always reply to the newsletters as well. All right. Let's go into questions, man. All right. Paul's asking of you, Greg. I noticed the business name in GBP has bold font in some cases. Just a mention.
So it's not a question, so we can move on. Sorry, Paul. You
I
didn't phrase
guess
this.
because I really don't know
Paul,
what
you
he's
did not
talking about.
phrase your answer in the form of a question. This is Jeopardy style. I've not seen this, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm, sorry. Nope. Paul, if you got an example, throw it on. Oh, not actually a question. Okay. Well, then if you have an example,
Yeah, if you
pop it
have an
in the
example, I'd
chat.
love to see it. All right, I am going to put Susan's video up and share the screen so we can all see what the question is.
Okay.
What is that? What is this
That
showing
is
this
you
for?
giving everybody your email address. No, hit
What is
continue is
this?
great.
Why does this look like that?
I have no idea,
Why
dude.
was it so zoomed in? That was weird. Okay, sorry. That was really confusing to me.
Show you some. Hi, I wanted to show you something we've been seeing for the last week or so. Whenever I type in a specific business name or legal law firm name with their city and state, I'm seeing this ad on the right side. No website for the business, and the GBP is all the way down at the bottom in the right-hand corner, which I thought was really interesting. I have several screenshots and samples of this if you want to see it, but I would love your feedback. I'd love to know if you're seeing this as well, or if this is a change that they're testing. I would love to know or hear any feedback you have. Thank you.
My first question is, did everybody hear that? Did the audio come through on that or not?
We could read it.
Okay, yeah, cool. Susan, can you give us an example of a name of a firm and a city, and we can search and see if we're seeing the same thing? Let's try it. I do not see that. Oh, I guess I should keep my screen share going. When I do that search, I see the
Mhm.
GBP.
I think it's just a browser issue.
So it's got to be a browser issue, or maybe your browser got hacked,
Or it's some kind of a test.
or it's a test. But yeah, I don't think that is a common thing.
No, it's not a GBP thing, that is for sure.
All right. So
Thank you,
then
Susan.
the next question is
Yeah,
for you then, right?
sure.
This is from Axel in Germany,
Hey,
which is
Axel.
rad. International question here.
Ooh.
How deep do you go for the organization schema for a local business? It feels like it's an endless rabbit hole, like founder's name, knows about, founding date, services, etc.
I would say in general, if you're doing schema, that you should fill out all the things.
Yeah, I agree. Is it going to make a difference? Probably
Probably
not.
not.
But you never know what might happen in the future. And if you can find a decent enough template of all the things that you could include, it's pretty easy to fill all that out quickly and put it in there. Like, why not do it? I don't really see a negative to adding it where it makes sense. Like, obviously, like I was talking to somebody about this at the conference yesterday, like FAQ schema came out, and then suddenly everybody went and added FAQ schema to every single page of their site, and they put a little FAQ at the bottom of every page to get the FAQ schema on the page to hopefully get the little thing to show up in search results. If you're doing it that way, don't do it then because
Hmm.
you're doing it for Google, not for your customers. If there is something that is on the page that already is there that you're adding schema to make it more clear, fine. But don't go, oh, well, here's 45 things of schema that I can do. I'm going to go add 45 elements to every page to add the schema because you're looking at it the wrong way if you do it that way.
Yep. All right. Well, we got two questions-ish left.
Is it your turn next? My brain is so
Yes.
fuzzy today. Like, it's your turn. We'll ask
All
you,
right.
regardless,
Okay.
whatever. John, our old buddy John, says, "Hey guys, in situation a client acquires a competitor and wants to close the profile for the acquired business, but also absorb those reviews to their main profile, what would be the steps? The main profile has an actual location while the competitor was set up as a service area business."
You won't. It's that simple. You're not going to be able to. Two different businesses. What Google's going to technically come back with is they're going to say that the data does not match. And that's really it. That's exactly what they're going to say. And so they're not going to merge the reviews. It's a different business, different experience.
Yep. And that is it for the questions.
That's
So
it.
we've got a couple of seconds here. We need some roast URLs, some audit URLs, or some other questions, or we're going to call it an early one today.
Exactly.
And here's where it would be awesome if we had the Jeopardy sound effect going.
Yes, exactly. Oh, you know what? I do see Susan's questions under weird server results. Um, yeah, here's one more question in there actually. And it's for you, Greg.
Sweet.
Okay, this is from Oliver about GBP products. What are
And
your thoughts
Oliver's
on
here today,
using,
so sweet.
what are your thoughts on using GBP products to promote a service business, like a family attorney? I think
Can
this
you say
one
that one
is
more
easy to
time?
go. What's that?
Sorry, I was reading
Basically, they want to
the
use
Axel
products
just
for
in
a
the
service.
Q&A right when you were talking, so my brain didn't brain right.
Oh, no, he's asking basically, what do you think about GBP products being used for a company that has services and no products?
Don't do it. That is a
Exactly.
service is not a physical product. The product section is basically meant to be like a merchant feed kind of a thing, not a bastardized, let's go put in services with pictures as products to display our services on our profile like all of the people have used it for. And if I was a betting man, I would say that's going away in the near future and you'd be wasting your effort anyway.
Heck yes. Agreed. Um, I'm actually now a product expert for Merchant Center, and I don't know all the details yet, but I can tell you that GBP is definitely going to feed those in. I'm sorry, Merchant Center is going to feed those into GBP eventually. So whatever you're going to do now is going to be basically worthless. So it's up to you. I guess if you want to waste the time, you can.
And I don't think customers actually use it either.
No.
So they had, for a long time, like since mid 2017, maybe it was 2018, I forget the date, but Google released the ability for car dealers to have their inventory listed on their profile,
Mm.
and there were multiple ways you could get it set up, but that has been deprecated and doesn't exist. So Google for years had actual dealer inventory, and this wasn't a you had to manually enter it. It was either a feed or a website scrape situation that similar to the products layout, but it was more of a in-depth, you could click on the thumbnail, it would pull up an actual vehicle details page hosted on Google with all the information on the vehicle, and that's been deprecated and removed. So if they don't see people using it for cars, like why are people going to use it for services or
Yeah,
selling
no.
products? Like it's
They'll
just not,
eventually be flagged and go away.
yeah, it doesn't fit the customer experience and what customers would expect.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
All right, looks like we do have four more. We have a roast and three questions.
we'll keep
Let's
going.
do the three questions, then we'll do the roast. Uh, okay, here, I'll throw this one at you. It's from Mark. Joey and Darren talked about the benefit of using extra long title tags for local. What's your take? And what would you add to the tags?
Mark, I would tell you, bro, just test it yourself, see if it works, see if you get uplift. The biggest problem is that most people do SEO by checklist and they just follow the same checklist they've been following for years.
Yeah,
And years ago, it was beneficial to have keyword phrase one, vertical bar, keyword phrase two, vertical bar, business name. And that's how everybody still does title tags. And the reason Joy and Darren are talking about doing it differently is they're like, look, this is what everybody's done for years. Let's test to see if it makes any difference. And a lot of the SEO software out there, you have to remember, has been created to be the most common denominator of all businesses that things could be used on. We're all local SEOs. We're all aware of the fact that a lot of those tools do not take local into account, but also you're looking at these tools and they all say that there's a 65 character limit for title tags, which is nothing Google ever said and nothing that research ever proved. What that
exactly.
is it's actually the what they're saying the 65 character thing for was because at a certain point Google truncates that blue link and it's just going to say dot 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 and they're like the average is 65 characters. Well, it's not really 65 characters because you can fit a heck of a lot more lowercase l's in that same space as capital W's. So it's actually a pixel width, not a character limit. And just because it's not displayed doesn't mean Google's not still referencing that information. So
Exactly.
that's what Joy and Darren are talking about. They're just saying, look, don't pay attention to the stupid character limit that's in SEMrush or whatever SEO tool you're using. Just write an actual descriptive title tag that's about the page. And if it's a little more conversational and it probably works better, then cool, test it for yourself. We've tested it. I think it's a little bit better. I don't think it's a magical silver bullet, but bro, just test it, see what works.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I was just doing a couple blog posts this weekend, and I just let WordPress just like fill in the entire big name, right? I'm just like, yep, that works. Okay, that's more keywords basically for the page. In other words, just you do you. That doesn't really matter.
Yep.
And what I don't do is I don't force optimization of it either. It's just kind of like, whatever seems right. It's good for the user. So just make sure you check out and make sure that first, whatever is 68 characters or whatever it is readable. And the rest can be gravy because Google will
But don't
reference
put
it.
like a paragraph there, obviously.
God, no. No.
Okay, so John's got a fun one for you.
All right.
What are your thoughts on service areas on the GBP having an influence on the service areas targeted in the LSA?
My thoughts are is no. They're two separate products. The only thing they share is reviews.
I actually disagree. I don't think
Go
the
for
right
it.
answer is no.
Okay.
I think the right answer is hell no.
I could agree with you on that one, buddy.
Yeah.
Hmm. In that case, anonymous attendee has a question for you.
I
Is
love
there,
this. I'm so excited for this one.
I know. Is there any value to adding geo coordinates to GBP photos? This debate's been going on for a decade.
The debate has not been going on for a decade. The answer has been clear for a decade. It's the idiot hustle bro culture of people on Reddit saying this stuff works that really doesn't work. It absolutely does nothing. That information is stripped when you upload it to the system. I have heard it directly from multiple Google engineers. It does jack squat. It is not even retained in the photo. Don't waste your time doing it.
Exactly. There's
And it
nothing
wouldn't
really
do
else to say
anything
about it.
anyway, even if it kept it in there.
Exactly.
And now
All
we've
right.
got some roastits from Axel, our new friend in Germany. But their site's in German, so we're gonna have to kind of do the translate on them and see this.
Stephen, service areas don't affect your SAB. It's a visual thing only. It doesn't affect ranking at all. Unless you really think really hard about it, then you might impact your ranking. No, that won't do it either. Sorry.
Okay, so we have been sent this restablo.de site, which looks like an online food ordering site and not really a local business site, but it's still for ordering
Yeah.
restaurant food in the area, so it's like an Uber Eats or DoorDash type of setup. I don't know that I would really be that qualified to audit or roast this one since I don't really do e-commerce related type stuff.
Yeah.
It's not really a local.
There's not really a local focus to
Like
it.
Axel, just so you get what's going on, this is really just about like local SEO, like local business website type of stuff. So that one's not really a physical local business, it's a digital business. But okay, he said use two or three, that's better. So this one, let's try this one and translate this baby to English.
Excuse me.
This one, eye products for vets, also not really a local site because this is selling a product, so it really doesn't have anything to do with local.
Yep.
So would not really be one we could do. Let's try this other one. Mobile hydraulic service. All right, here we go. Um, this, I guess I should share my screen, sorry. So, okay, looking at this right off the bat, I think the menu is severely lacking because we have a three button menu. One is homepage, which is the page we're on. The other one is contact, which probably just takes you to a simple contact
No,
form.
contact brings you nowhere.
It's
Hit
just
contact and nothing
spinning, doing
happens.
nothing.
Yeah.
So that's obviously really bad. But then we have services.
Oh shit, it just took forever. Never mind. Site's slow. Oh yeah, it's just really slow. Like there's a video on the contact page that's like stuttering.
Yeah, I am not a big fan of these background videos on home pages like this. Like I'm trying to reload it. This site's really slow. But like the video background thing, I'm not a fan of this. No one is ever going to say they bought your product or service because you had a video in the background of a div element on your homepage. Now, everyone seems to like these, but the problem is it drastically slows the site down. Like, do you need a video like to show somebody doing this hydraulic service? No, like this what's in the video right now. The guys on the thing, like why not do that? Like just have that as a cool photo. Instead of this moving around like that, I'm seeing okay, cool, I'm seeing the track of the thing and a guy just handed a tool up to another guy. Like that's just a guy's shirt. Like, why do I need to see this? This doesn't help me convert, so that's bad. What does this arrow do? Why do I have an arrow to scroll me down when I also have a scroll bar? That's a really odd usability choice right there. Um, if we look at the title tag, it's the name of the country of the company, and then hydraulic repair and maintenance in Hamburg and surrounding areas. I would for sure get the name of the company to the end of the title tag. You don't need that at the first of the title tag. They have 7 H1 headings on the homepage. You should only have one. So that's super bad. Also, why is there a duplicate H1? There's an H1 and then there's another H1 that says the same thing. And then all of these other ones, but also if it's mobile hydraulic service, okay, at a simple level, you have hydraulic repair and maintenance in Hamburg in the title tag. So if you're looking for, I wouldn't even do both of those. I would either do hydraulic repair or hydraulic maintenance. But let's say we're doing hydraulic repair in Hamburg, then hydraulic repair in Hamburg should be the targeted keyword phrase for the page. And you have mobile hydraulic service. You don't have Hamburg listed in any of the title tag or any of the H1 headings, although you should really only have one H1 heading. And then if we're saying that it is hydraulic repair, let's do a find for hydraulic repair does not even exist as a word phrase on the page. So you're optimizing for a term. Let's try maintenance. Yeah, so hydraulic repair and maintenance are the phrases that you're optimizing for in the title tag. Yet those phrases don't appear anywhere on the page. That is not going to do anything for you. That is super not great. And then text wise, there's maybe, well, that's weird how those are like parallax boxes. That's kind of odd. I don't understand why, like, the color theme here is weird because you almost don't see see how, like, if I hover over the box, you can see a difference, but right there, it's basically the same background color with barely a different color, but then there's the white line there. Like, that's an odd design choice. But why do we have this massive gap here above our service offering? Like, literally, it's, that much space site wide of 110 pixel gap
Yep.
for
Yep.
no reason with another 110 with another however much is that, another 250. So just to get to meaningful content on the site, you've got a 360 pixel gap, and then these aren't even aligned. Like, why is the machine overhaul lower and on-site service is there and error analysis is actually a little bit higher up? Because if you look at that, oh, I guess those are aligned. It's just hard to see. But yeah, like you got all of these, and then they go in parallax, so they don't move the same, or maybe it just looks that way. But like the layout of that is awkward. Then we have another like 300 or 400 pixel gap, and then it's like our mission is 2 sentences. This entire our mission section is wasted on your homepage, and the entire homepage looks like it maybe has a couple of hundred words on it. Yeah, 400 words. That's not enough to rank. We don't have an about us page up top to talk about the company and why the company is trustworthy and why we service people in this area. If we come to services, your services listed in the menu are on-site service, machine overhaul, error analysis. You don't have hydraulics listed in the name of the link to the page, which is definitely problematic. Then we get to your on-site service. We don't have a meta description for this page. The title tag is just on-site service, so it's not optimized at all. The H1 heading is on-site service. You're optimizing for on-site service, which means nothing. Like, you got to optimize for the hydraulic thing. Also, why do we have this video here? Again, this should be a photo, not a video. We don't need a video there. Why do we have our on-site services in detail with an arrow down? Like, okay, for sure, get rid of if this is your client or your business, get rid of these weird links that just do an automatic scroll. That's an awful usability thing. And then why is there an arrow there? Like, that's just confusing as hell. And again, do we have the word hydraulic? Okay, we do at least have hydraulic on the page. But yeah, like you just don't have enough content. And like if this page about on-site service, you're trying to get me with my hydraulic equipment to call you, and you need to have information about what I get if I call you to come work on me on site. I have to scroll down the page. There's one scroll, two scrolls, three scrolls, four scrolls to see everything on the page, and it's not even maybe 200 words of content. You could literally get all of this text content above the fold if you didn't just space everything out like this. And on mobile, it's probably worse. Let's check that out. Yeah, on mobile, again, like, do we need a different image? Like, we're talking about hydraulic service. I don't need a video here, and then an image here, and then an image here, and then an image here. Like, you're making people scroll through pictures. I'm not here to see pictures. I'm here to see how you're going to help me with servicing my hydraulic units. So that is not helpful either. And I would guess they're probably all, oh, what did I just do? Machine overhauls, no optimization of title tag, no meta description. Simple, like this site's just basically not optimized at all, and it's a pretty bad site design and user experience. Sorry to tell you your baby's ugly, bro.
It's one thing I think we're always doing here is we're always being honest.
Yeah, so this site's pretty rough. Let's look if this has a GBP. I do not see a GBP for this.
They would qualify for one though. But then again, if they're B2B, it's kind of useless.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, they do not have a GBP.
Yeah.
So, oh, Axel said, okay, now I'm looking over here on the other screen. Can confirm the geodata in pictures has no effect. Okay, that take the others for local. Okay, the web designer added 30 to 60 meg videos. Yeah, that's the worst. Get rid of those. You're making everything take significantly longer to load. And the fact that they don't even have content there anyway is really bad that there's that small amount of content and it takes that long to load just because of the videos. And then you just got the site for WordPress maintenance from a web designer that makes beautiful things that people will buy. Well, yeah, then I mean, okay,
No,
how
you really you don't need a GBP for
you
service
don't
side
really need it,
businesses
yeah.
unless you use it like a business card.
So yeah, I would get significantly better content onto this site. I would get rid of all of the like literally none of these videos do anything and no one, especially on a B2B site, nobody is going to buy because of these videos. In fact, most clients are probably going to be scared away because the site doesn't have information and it's just all videos and pictures. So I
Yep.
would switch all the videos into photos. I would definitely not space stuff out so much. Like this designer knows nothing about usability for websites, so I would get rid of all of that. I would add significantly more content to each page and significantly more content to the site.
Mm.
And
Well, on
we'll
that
just
note, my friend, I don't think there's anything left to do today except like go rest.
all right. Well, we're gonna call it early this week then, since we are both under the weather and we are done with questions anyway.
Yep.
So everyone enjoy your weekend. Axel, thanks so much for sending us the roast, and we hope you enjoyed your first visit with us. We hope we'll see you again in 2 weeks. And
Absolutely.
everybody else as well, obviously.
Yes, of course, of course, of course. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Talk to
Good
you
weekend,
soon.
everybody.
Bye. See you in 2 weeks.